So looking at the second row space of the vehicle, this thing is actually fairly spacious. It's kind of nice. So me sitting like fully upright, my head is like just touching the back here. If I kind of move forward a tiny little bit, I've got like half an inch of headspace there. So, I mean, I'm 6 feet tall. I still have a decent amount of knee space though and a good amount of foot space. It's just up overhead, like I'm grazing like a tiny little bit when I'm all the way back. But I mean, at the same time, if I had to get in this car, I wouldn't have an issue with it. Now, I'm 6 feet tall, fairly broad shoulders, so could you fit 3 full-size versions of me? It would be tight for the person stuck in the middle there, but not impossible all at the same time. So if you've got a younger family, you know, friends that are shorter, whatever the case may be, probably comfortably be able to sit in these seats, no problem. One cool thing, we do have all of our anchor points and we've got our top tether points and things like that. So if you've got front-facing, rear-facing child seats, you're not gonna have an issue inside of this thing whatsoever. But feature and styling wise, it is really cool. We've got that same glossy highlight along the door. We do have our window buttons and we've got the option for second row heated seats, which this one has. Now with the heated seats, strictly gonna be for the outboard. That middle seat is never gonna be heated inside of this thing, but it is still really cool. We've got that available as an option. Up overhead, we've got our assist handle, driver, passenger side. We just have a clothing hook along the driver's side. We've got a little light overhead there as well. And then moving down, we've got a little mesh pocket in behind the passenger seat, little vent control, and then we've got another USB port back there as well. It's kind of cool. Now, looking at the seats themselves, so series of options available. I mean, the seat itself is actually, it's really comfortable. Like I wouldn't mind actually going on distance trips with me kind of like leaning back a little bit. It's not too shabby, but the seats are very comfortable. I will give a Kia that. These are really nice seats. I love it. It's really cool. But we do have some cup holders back here. So we don't have any sort of release. We've just got to kind of jam our fingers in and we've got to pull down. And when we do, we've got 2 little cup holders here. So it is nice. We've got that available as an option. We've got our bottle holders along the door. So these little cup holders are a pretty nice touch. It would be nice if we had something to pull in order to make it easier rather than just jamming our fingers into somewhere in order to be able to pull down as necessary. Here's what it is, but it's still pretty comfortable. It's not too shabby. But I am curious. So this is the regular GT, our GT line, which means it's got the 2-liter non-turbocharged engine. I got to see what this thing is like on the road. So let's have a little bit of fun. So cargo dimensions for the Forte are showing up there. So the trunk actually does have a decent amount of space to it, especially looking at a vehicle this size. Now, one thing, you actually can't fold the back row seats down unless you're in the trunk. So we've got a little release there. We can just pull in order to release. And then we can easily just drop down from there. So very straightforward to do. I do wish we had a release in the second seat. Unfortunately, not available there as an option. But I mean, you saw that, easy enough to be able to open this thing up. And when you do, you've got even more depth. So it is nice that we've got that available there as an option. Now in the boot of the vehicle, there's nothing really back here. Nothing off to the right, nothing off to the left, other than the releases for the second row seats. We've got this cover that technically is removable. No spare tire, but it might be there depending on the trim level of the vehicle that you're in. We've got our goop and necessary equipment off to the side there as well. So, I mean, if you do kind of puncture a tire, we can at least temporarily seal it up. You do have Kia roadside assistance on top of that if you need it.